Hello, John Guinan here, former Rush Fellow, graduated in 2020. Um, Dr. DeBreeze asked us to put a video together, us being the former residents at Rush, talking about our time at Rush and things we liked and things that we thought could have been better and everything like that. So he asked about 3 months ago, so I'm like right, perfect punctuality as usual. So like I said, John Guinan from Nebraska originally, did my diagnostic radiology residency at St. Louis University and then to Rush for fellowship. Since I've been out, I've been at the one job. I took a job back home in Omaha at a private practice group, but it's actually a hybrid. So we cover the Creighton University residency as well. So my group covers lots of community hospitals, basically 5 community hospitals in the Omaha-Lincoln area. And I spend my time, about 80% of the time, at our academic headquarters at our biggest hospital in Omaha. So it's been really nice because I get a little bit of the private practice world, but I've also been able to keep one foot inside of academics, and I'm actually the education chair for the IR section, so I get to do a lot of work with residents, which is good. Keeps me learning and hopefully passing on some things and creating good habits in the residents and everything like that. So how did Rush prepare me or didn't prepare me for the real world? I think the thing that drew me to Rush initially is just, obviously all the arterial work that they do and all the big cases, but just in general volume. And when I had my interview there, it seemed like they were the type of guys that I would enjoy hanging out with, and I knew it was going to be busy, and being busy and training is always the goal, is wherever I can go to see the most of anything, because it just takes repetition of doing things over and over and over again, for me at least, because I probably don't pick up on things as fast as some other people. Dave can probably attest to that. But you do it day in and day out and it becomes a habit, and that was what happened with my time at Rush. So I think the things that Rush does really well, and it pains me to say this because, doing consult days and having days where, you're not really gonna be in the procedure room and you're just gonna be running around the hospital all day. Those were days that I dreaded. But when I came out to be in this private practice hybrid group where it's a decent sized group, but there's really only one IR at each hospital a day, you kind of have to know how to triage things and be able to work up things quickly, and having lots of time doing consults, as much as it killed me in the moment, I think it really did help me coming out to have seen a lot of patients on the floor and talked with a lot of services and know, well, maybe we should do this, or this is the workup that I would recommend. And I didn't feel, out of place going into those situations. I was pretty confident because I'd done it day in and day out at Rush, which was good. And then, obviously, I think one of the biggest benefits of having trained at Rush is, once you're in the family, you're in the family. And I know Dave can attest, I text him, call him, I talk to, Dr. Tassi and Dr. Matisari, all those guys. Dr. Arslan called me by mistake. But you're kind of in that group and they're willing to help out. I've probably annoyed them enough at this point, but it really is appreciated. Things that could be better, yeah, you're gonna end up doing some scut type things that were at other places maybe a PA or an NP would do. Some of that goes towards education, some of it probably could be offloaded onto other people, but that's kind of, I always thought, the things that I'd be willing to put up with to get the good out of it. Things that were hard for me personally, not really hard, I would say. Not really hard, but Rush is not a Trauma One center, so didn't get any traumas. And where I came here at Creighton, it is a Trauma One center, and it's not the busiest Trauma One, but I would say my first month of call, I got called in to do, 5 or 6 trauma type embolizations, and comfortable doing angio work and embolizations, but those were not, I hadn't done a lot of like just going in and doing pelvic embolization blandly and things that I was kind of put into place for. So I was confident enough in the skills that I had that I could do it, but it wasn't something that I had had a lot of personal experience with. But I mean, I think the experience I had far prepared me to be adaptable and use the skills that I was taught to go into lots of different situations. So this went way longer than I thought it would, but yeah, I'm very happy to be a part of the Rush family, and that's it.